Hi, welcome to my channel. Here's a blast from the past. Found this in the attic. I don't think this was mine. I think this was my brother's. But it's a crane, I guess. And it says Structo right in there. Did not see anything on the internet yet. Did not see a picture of this yet. So I don't know who made this. This so-called remote control. You can see all the dirt on this. So let me clean it up. Let's see if I can find out who the manufacturer is on this, and I don't know what that might take. A couple of C batteries. Let's see if this works. So it does use C batteries, and I waited a day to charge some up. I actually had some rechargeable batteries in that flashlight. And let me show you. So here's the controller. And these are actually, believe it or not, Radio Shack rechargeables. I think I've had these for like 5 years and they still hold the charge. So I charged these up for a day, and I actually thought that there were 4 LEDs on this when I was first looking at this, and I didn't realize until the next day those are just rivets. So it's just these mechanical contacts. I don't know if you want to call them switches or... So I plugged it in, and the motors sound real rough, but then it stopped. One of the motors stopped working completely. And I said, oh, okay, I pushed my luck. You know, whatever happens to these motors, maybe corrosion-wise and high heat up in the attic. But I thought I'd open it up and take a look inside. But what's funny is I'm looking at this motor, and since its manufacturer, this post here, or this connection to the motor, was never soldered. It was just the wires crimped on there, and it never got soldered. I don't know how close I can get. But you can see right here, it was never soldered. So what you have is one motor that brings the hook up and down, and the other motor controls, there's 2 strings here. The other motor controls the string that draws the crane from one end of the boom here. I don't know what they call this, from one end to the other. This is sort of like a, you know, one of those cargo cranes that you would have on the waterfront. I guess that's what it's supposed to be. I thought that was funny when I saw that. Let's see if I get closer. Yep, so right there. So let me heat up the soldering iron and get some solder on that and put it back together if I can remember. They never go back together the same way twice. So let me solder this. That should take care of that. Let me put the batteries in and see if that solved the problem. Doesn't look like any of the other ones. The other ones are soldered. Not too pretty, but they're soldered. So I've got the batteries in. This is a side-by-side motor. You can hear what they sound like. So that's this one that's working now. And this is the one that raises and lowers the hook. And it's working. So let me get this back together and show you how it works. So I have it back together again. Let me give you a closer look. There's two motors in here. This one motor draws the hook across this beam from either left or right. And then there's another motor underneath here with another string. These are two strings. And this here, the string is drawn to a fixed position on the other side. And the motor just spools this string around it and lowers the hook up and down. This other motor here has this string, and it has a spring to keep tension, and the string goes around and goes around this wheel here, stays taut, and gets drawn around this gear, and that brings the hook either left or right. So you can move the nice quiet toy. Oh, it stopped again. Now what? Okay, so I had to take it apart again. This is embarrassing. You know, never make any assumptions. It had the same intermittent symptoms, and I went and looked at the wire, and the solder did not take. So I stripped the wire, retinned it, and crimped it onto the contact and resoldered it. This time, for certain. So here it is. This is the control, just some copper contacts in there with two C cells, C batteries, and you can see the contacts here. And we can see it work. So here we go. Not too loud. I could probably replace those motors. So that's how the crane moves, and then you can lower the hook. Or raise it. Or raise the hook. I don't know if you can hear me or not. So that's the Structo. I'm calling it a cargo crane. I don't know what it's called. Did not find anything on the internet. And a little bit of a repair to a wire that was never soldered in the first place all these years. So please subscribe and or comment, and thanks for watching. That's not too annoying.